this week. And I really like this class because it's some new stuff that I learned from, believe it or not, a Parkinson's class, but it's just a really nice way to open up for breathing. Because you know, we're talking about breathing. And I really want to open up all the fascia. And I just want you to notice if it does make a difference in the comfort level of taking a fuller, richer breath. So I want you to pay attention kind of how you feel when we start, and how the breath and how the body feels, and then really stay with that interoception, that noticing what's going on from the inside out.
Other than for now.
I've been doing a lot of research on that inside out work, and it just, you know, it starts with the unconscious, moves to the subconscious, to the conscious. So if we don't pay attention to the things that are bubbling up inside of us, it just takes away a whole level of consciousness that we're missing. So the training that you're using right now by learning to pay attention to the inside will benefit you so greatly, just like the training of learning how to use your breath is huge for the rest of your life. I did want to mention that my brother-in-law passed away on Saturday morning. And he did have a peaceful passing at the end, but you know, I think it could have been a lot better had he known how to use his calm his nervous system with his breathing. So I'm just so about that right now, to keep doing it, because there's so much benefit from it. So I'm going to quiz you. If I do nothing, I talk about the nervous system. So I'm going to quiz you and ask you, picture this: you're running around, you're trying to get 10 things done at one time. The phone calls and says that there's something else going on that you need to take care of. Somebody's asking for your attention, something else. So there's just a lot going on. And you start to feel yourself getting anxious and getting a little bit nervous, which anyone would in that situation. You think to yourself, I have a strategy. What is it?
Breathe.
Breathe. Okay, so there is a certain breath work in that situation that will be more beneficial for you. Is it A, B, or C? Is it A? I'm going to take a short breath in and a long a nice breath in and a long exhalation out. That's A. Is it B? I'm going to breathe in and breathe out the same amount of time. Or is it C? I'm going to take several short breaths in, full breath in, so a long inhalation and a short exhalation, like a hot exhalation. Which one takes you to? I heard what I hear.
A.
So if you're starting to spin out of control and you start to feel your nervous system fire up, long exhalation. Think about slow down. All right, slow down that exhalation. All right. All right, say that you have a lot to do and it's 3 o'clock and you're going to grab that coffee and that Snickers bar because that's what's going to give you energy. And then you say, wait a minute, no, I have a strategy.
Breathe.
Breathe. So which breath of those three would you use? The full longer inhalation with the short exhalation? Would you use the same part breath, or would you use the long exhalation?
Same part breath.
For that one, if you need to build energy, you're going to take a full breath in, big long breath in, as much oxygen as you can. Think about lifting yourself up with air, bringing more energy into your body, and then you're going to breath out. All right, so it's that breath of joy. It would be sip, 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 breath, or just giving yourself energy that way, the breath. It's called breath of joy. So when you're like this, like I need more joyfulness, breath of joy. All right. When you're, you need to calm down, lengthen the exhalation. So you'll take a nice full breath in and long, slow breath out. If you can remember those two things, we'll talk about the third one in a minute, but that would be like, If you're sitting down to do some work and you're a little distracted and you're not, you're not anxious and you're not fatigued, you're just a little distracted, you need some concentration, that's when you would do your equal parts breath. You're kind of just in the middle and you just need to get some concentration, mindfulness, focus, use that equal parts breath to create a sense of equanimity. So you're not up here and like, what should I be doing or what was I doing? You're right here in present moment, okay? So even if you just remember those 3 breathing patterns, you are going to make such a difference. And that first thought, come to the breath, come to the breath, come to the breath, and which one should I use? So your homework this week is to mindfully practice the breath every single day, which I think you already probably do, but make it a mindful exercise. Like, I'm going to practice my breathing. And when we get on the floor and even stand, we're going to do some diaphragm strengthening exercises, okay, to make the breath stronger and fuller and just build that strength in your diaphragm. So if you don't use it mindfully, you lose it. So let's open up first, okay, and then we will, and then Judy, then we will do some mindful breath work, okay? So everyone has a ball or something available, have that nearby. And we're gonna start from the top down, all right? So sit up in your mountain pose. I call this assume the position. So get a really good mountain pose. Feel the feet connected to the earth, get grounded in your seat, get long in your spine, roll the shoulders back, lift up the heart space. Let that prana energy be able to move freely and flow easily. So if you notice you've got any roundness of your back, grab an extra blanket or something to lift your hips up, even in the chair. We want to be really mindful of that length and bring the heart back. All right, so just take your chin over your shoulder. I want you to just, without much movement first, just look over your right shoulder and pick a spot on the wall, see what you can see. Notice how far you can turn your head. And then come back, turn your head again the other way. Some of you have already been rolling your feet, so you may have a little bit more movement. I'll do it one more time, and this time I want you to listen for any popping, fascial cracking, crackling, and other way. Okay, now use your foot rubs ball on your feet. Really massage the feet well. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Get the feet really rolled out. Hi, Judy. Try to get the inside of the arch. Everybody has some type of foot rolls. Well, hi, Louise. You popped in too. Sorry, shouldn't have muted you till I got to say hello. Try to pick up the ball with your toes, getting some nice strength in the bottom of the foot. But as you know, I've said it 1,000 times, when we massage our lower foot, the bottom of our foot, the sole of our foot, we release some of the fascia in the entire back body to get a little bit more opening in the back body. And then try to press on that bubbling springs, the space in the top of the arch of the foot between the second and third toe. So just put a little bit of pressure right in that space. So push that part of your foot down onto the ball. Notice if you have any tenderness in that space that's not usual tenderness, because that could mean a blockage in that kidney meridian. That's a kidney meridian, and it helps to just bubbling springs. It helps to bring a little more energy, a little bit more flow into your body. All right, release that. Take a second to notice any difference from side to side. And let's go the other foot. And it may sometimes feel like, all right, let's get moving, all this massage stuff, but oh my goodness, it's such an important part of self-care. And we don't do it a whole lot in class, but I want to spend some time with it today, just so you can see the real benefits of it mindfully. I'm sure you already know the benefits. All right, get that arch, get the top arch, the middle arch, the side of the foot, the heel. And then hit that bubbling springs point and notice if one side feels a little more tender than the other. Could be the arthritis, right? Just give a little pressure on that space. Allow that bubbling spring meridian to kind of open up. Good. All right. Let's set that ball off to the side for just a moment. Bring your fingertips onto your shoulders and just warm up the shoulders slightly before we do this next exercise. Go both directions with your shoulders, with your elbows this time. Notice if there's any difference with going one way or the other, and then take them in and out. Flap them. All right, pay attention to the sensation of that pectoralis muscle when you press your elbows back. All right, one more. Good. Okay, now sit back up, let that prana flow, that life energy. Turn your head a little bit more. See if you get any additional visualization behind you. Get a little bit further in your neck. We're going to be owls at the end of the day. All right, and then back to center again, just paying attention and noticing. Now you're going to take your hands and interlace them behind your neck, which is why I have a ponytail today. I can do a ponytail now. Behind your neck, interlace, and what you're going to do is just gently from the skin, try to lift up, just a gentle lifting up, creating some space in the back of the neck. Keep your head straight and just take your eyeballs over towards your right elbow. We're doing some eye exercises too. Now your eye muscles connect in the back of your skull there. So you may feel a little bit of movement under your hands if you're really sensitive to that. And then take your eyeballs, not your head, just your eyeballs, and take them over to your left elbow. Now you're lifting and lengthening, creating some traction in your neck. And you're going to feel a little strain in the eyes. Come back to center one more time each way. Really, I'm wondering curious if anyone feels any movement in the back of their neck. And then back to the other side. You feel that little bit of strain in the eyes. And then eyes back to center and lower the hands down. Now the eyes, what do they have to do with the neck? It's that muscle in the back of the neck that the eyes, if they're, it would get a little bit of work in the eyes too. It'll kind of loosen the area in the neck too. Okay, now get your ball again, and we're going to massage the pectoralis muscle. So you want to massage right under the collarbone and give it about a 25% pressure. So you're not digging in there, but you're doing enough to feel it. And there's a natural source of tenderness right where the major and minor muscles connect. That's normal. And some people, if they have tightness in the shoulder blades, will feel a little twang in the back of your shoulder blades when you press that space. So pay attention and see if you can notice that. All right. Go to the other side. If it helps you to swing the arm, you can swing the arm. How much can you pay attention to at one time? Okay, good. Set that down. Now take your hand, and if you can do skin to skin, that's awesome. But you want to take your hand and rub along the collarbone. Rub along the collarbone all the way to the shoulder. Just rubbing up and along the collarbone. And massaging there. And then you're going to rub underneath the collarbone as well. So that's where the pectoralis muscle will get tight. So you're going to rub under the collarbone, kind of dig in there. And then you're also going to rub above the collarbone. That one's a little tricky. So you have to turn your head off to the side a little bit. Just rub on top. That's where the neck muscles attach right there. So try to get all the way to the tip of the shoulder. That's a little uncomfortable for me because there's some tightness in there. Okay, and it's sticky. I'm sweating. All right, go to the other side. Skin to skin is great. Try to go all the way to the tip of the shoulder. So if we have any rounding of the shoulders whatsoever, and you get some tightness in that fascia, if it gets stuck, man, it's going to take a lot more work to unstick that. Okay, go under the collarbone. And you start with those rounded shoulders. Whoo, baby, that is a disaster. That makes you get forward head, increase your risk of fall. All right, let's go the other way. Get on top of the collarbone. So again, this is a massage you can do in bed, just to really help to open up the neck muscles and the pectoralis muscles. Okay, now sit back up and take your head side to side again. Are we becoming owls yet? Just paying attention to a spot on the wall. I can almost see this part of the wall right here without turning my torso. And back to center again. All right. Now let's just swing the right arm, swing it back and forth. Swing it back and forth. Let it be free and easy. Then we're going to make figure 8 movement with it. Big figure 8s. Let it swing. Notice what you notice. If there's any place where it tends to go, ooh, remember that arc of pain from here to here? Do you notice that? Or while you're using momentum, does it kind of get rid of some of that? Now, next time your arm is out to the side, leave it out in a big Y. All right, sit up tall so you're not leaning one way or the other. Palms facing forward, thumb is pointing towards your head. Now take your eye gaze, look over your left shoulder. Feel the stretch from the neck on that side. And then diagonally look up and look up at your thumb over your head. Try to focus your eye on that. Keep your eyes focused all the way down. Look back down. Press your right hand back a little bit further. Get more opening from where the arm connects to the chest. Try not to lean into that left shoulder like I'm doing. And then take your eye gaze back over toward your thumb. See if you can get a little bit, it's a different stretch in the neck now. And then one more time, look down at your shoulder. Can you press your right hand back even further? And then take your eye gaze and look up at that again. Ooh, that is a big stretch. And then lower the hand down, roll that shoulder out. Did you feel that? It's so many different muscles and structures in your neck that there's a million different things you can do. All right, let's take that other arm, start swinging it. I slept on my shoulder wrong the other day, and I had that, you know, that weird pain you get in the back of your shoulder blade. Well, after 2 days of doing all this, I mean, that's completely gone. And that usually lasts me a good week, trying to get rid of that tightness around my shoulder blades. All right, let's keep that arm up into a big Y, sit up tall, and look over at your right shoulder. Look down, get that stretch in your neck. So just invite that stretch. And then take your chin and your eye gaze up to your thumb. Focus on your thumb, use your eyeballs too. Then let the eyeballs come back down. Can you track with your eyeballs across the whole room? Focus as you go down. And then look at your shoulder, walk your left hand back a little bit further. Feel that stretch in the fascia of the bicep muscle and the chest where the arm connects. And then with that, take your eye gaze back up to your thumb, back a little bit back behind your shoulder. Keep your eyeballs focusing on tracking as you come back towards your shoulder. Bring the eye back to your shoulder. And then press your left hand back even further. One more time, take a gaze. Notice too if you're tipping over to that right side. Try not to tip. Ooh, good. Whew. And then bring that head back, lower the arm, kayak that shoulder, release it. Shake it out. Okay. Now let's do a little bit of cat-cow here. So hands on the thighs. Slide your hands over your knees, round the back body. Feel the shoulder blades spread across the back. Stay here for just a moment. And then when you're ready to take a breath in, slide your hands down towards your hips. Point the elbows behind you, lift up through your heart space, eye gaze lifts. Now 3 or 4 times with the breath in your own rhythm, exhaling as you round. Good. Slide your hands over your knees to get that stretch across your shoulder blades. Stretch and lengthen, good. Take your time. Inhale, lift that heart space. Slide your hands back again. Elbows press back, good. Nice, Judy, good. Beautiful, everybody. Couple more in your own pace, your own rhythm. Good. Connecting movement with breath. Higher level yogic activity, being able to connect movement with breath. Don't take it for granted. Okay, and then come back to neutral. All right, find your blocks and place them on your right side as a T. So I'm making a T with my blocks. And I'm going to place it right on my right side. And see if your hand reaches down there comfortably. If you need to make it higher, it should just be a nice, comfortable touch of the block. Okay, walk your feet out fairly far. And do you have your ball too? Grab your ball. Okay, good, see it. All right, so sit forward, lengthen your spine, and then we're going to take this right forearm and place it on the right thigh, but we're not going to fall into it. Stay long and tall and hinge from that right hip crease. So your spine is just going in a straight line to the side, a lateral move. Now take the ball, hopefully you're not too ticklish, and you're going to rub your side ribs with the ball. Now, if that makes you crazy, just use your hand and rub it. But if you can get the ball in between those ribs a little bit, we're loosening the fascia of the muscle in that rib cage. We're going to do some rib dancing. That does tickle a little bit, but when you're doing this, notice if you feel any sensations radiating anywhere but where you're touching it. Okay. All right, now bring your arm to goalpost. See if you can reach the arm up overhead. Now, can you take the hand that is supporting you on that right thigh? Keep it here if that feels better, but if you're able to take your hand to your blocks, take it to your blocks. If you can get a little bit deeper, lower the top tee off and just use the bottom and see if you can get hinged over a little bit more. So we're just trying to take it a little bit deeper, a little bit at a time. Bring the arm up overhead if that works for you. Big stretch. Lengthen from your pelvis to the bottom of your ribs. So reach from that space. Good. All right, lower the arm, the left arm down. Slowly walk yourself back up. Woo. Take your time. Bring the blocks to the other side. So start with a T. But notice too, do you feel one sensation a little bit different on one side versus the other? So really paying attention to the sensations today. Lengthen, hinge, left arm rests on left thigh. Rub those ribs. So a little opening here. Try to keep your sitting bones evenly compressed into the chair. So you might have to push your feet into the floor to really balance out that weight on your sitting bones because you want to pop that sitting bone up and you're losing some of the stretch. All right. Let's drive anyone nuts. All right. Now come to goalpost. You can stay here if that's good for your shoulder. You can reach the arm up overhead, option 2. And then if you want to take that hand off of the thigh and place it on the block, you can place it on the T or take the top of the T off and see if you can hinge a little bit more by not lifting your butt cheek up off. And then maybe that left arm, right arm goes up over your head. So you've got this humongous stretch here going. Soften that left shoulder down, keep it away from your ear. And open up between that hip and rib point on that side waistline. So can you stretch that even a little bit further? Stretch those muscles, stretch that skin and fascia. Good. All right, bring the arm back down. Hand comes on the thigh, gently press back up. Ooh, come forward, so hinge forward. This should feel good on the low back, Jean. Keep the spine long. Yeah, that's a nice stretch for that. Press back up, nice breath in. Grab your blocks again. We're going to put the blocks in front of us. The ball down. Okay, lengthen. The blocks are in front, and if you feel like you need them for a T or an L, you can do that, or just side to side. We're going to hinge forward. So if you have that osteoporosis on your low back, just keep your hands on your thighs, hinge forward about 45 degrees. But if you feel like you can hinge forward a little more and bring those hands onto the blocks, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to slowly slide the right leg forward. Come up on the heel of that foot and stretch. So the right leg is straightened out. And stretch across the inner thigh, ankle, calf. Walk that foot back. Bring your hands up to your thighs and press back up. Let's see if it's easier to extend the leg first. Might be easier to do that. So extend the leg first, left leg, right leg now, lengthen, and then hinge forward. You can keep your hands on your thighs if that's better. Just trying to get a nice, this is like Janu Shirshasana. Head to knee pose with a little modification. Toes are up towards the nose. Good. Beautiful. Good. Now bend the knee back first. Bring your hands onto your thighs and press back up. Good. Walk the feet together. Hold on to one block now. Okay. I'm just going to come back to the hand skin to skin. So the left hand on top of the right collarbone, fingertips on the shoulder. Okay. Going to pull down the skin. So pull down the skin from the shoulder to the center of the breastbone, a little tug there. All right, reach that arm up overhead. So you're going to feel a big stretch, a little resistance of the skin. Look over your left shoulder, sorry. Pull that skin down. Keep it pulling gently, and then look up at your right shoulder, your right fingertips and the right ball. Look back down again over your shoulder, your left shoulder, and then look up again at your right thumb. Lower back down, and we'll switch. So hand comes on the collarbone, fingertips on the shoulder, heel of the hand by the breastbone. Give a gentle pull, a little stretch of the skin. Reach the arm up overhead, feel that stretch. Look down over your right shoulder. Up, look up at the block. I don't know if you've heard of Feldenkrais, which is a myofascial release method, but this is some of that work. Very gentle, look up again. Good. And release. Good. Whew. All right. Shake it all out. All right, let's do our final test of our neck now. So sit in your mountain pose, lift the heart, soften the shoulders down, take a full breath in. And as you exhale, look over your right shoulder, look and see what you can see. If this got any additional movement in your neck. Then inhale back to center. And exhale. And then inhale, come back to center. And how did we do? Did anyone get any more movement than from their first look? Yeah. Okay. Okay, good, good. You know, okay. All right, so now let's do our breathing, okay? So we're super open now. Oh, we missed one thing. We missed one thing. Okay, we have to do this one to get the back body a little better. So take your feet out half as wide as you were before, but about mat width apart. Take that right hand and you're going to take it diagonally across from you. Stretch across so it's shoulder height, and then hinge forward just about 2 inches as you reach, like you're trying to reach for a button and press a button or a chocolate chip cookie. Reach, 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 reach. All right, make a fist, pull your elbow back, press your elbow back and just do a gentle turn, a gentle twist toward the right, like a half twist to the right. Elbow points back behind you. So we're twisting from the ribs. And then back again, reach, 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 hinge forward just about 2 inches, reach, 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 reach. Make a fist, pull that elbow back, and a gentle twist to the right. It's just more from your ribs than anything. The lumbar spine stays more stationary. One more time, reach, 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 reach. Take your eye gaze down just a bit so your head and neck are in good alignment. Don't kink your neck up. And then make a fist, pull that elbow back, take a gentle twist to the right, elbow points behind you. Good. And come back to center, go the other direction. So reach that left arm diagonally forward. Can you feel this in your back body? Hinge forward a couple inches, reach, 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 reach. Take the head of the arm bone away from the shoulder socket. Then make that fist, and the elbow to the side body, push the elbow back, a gentle twist to the left. So it's more from the ribs, all right? Not so much from the lumbar spine. Reach, 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 reach. The lumbar spine is intended to twist much. If you over torque it, you're gonna be sorry. Bend that elbow, press back. Little gentle twist from the thoracic spine, the ribs. And one more time, inhale. Reach, 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 reach. And pull. Elbow back behind you, slight twist to the left. And back to center. Now imagine your rib cage is just a separate entity of your body. Can you imagine you're trying to stir your rib cage around? Pretend the spine is right in the center of it. Can you kind of hold on to those ribs and try to swirl them around your spine? So my pelvis is staying the same. It's just my rib cage doing a little dance here, circling around the spine, and it's a lot of muscle work. It's very subtle movement. And then try to dance it the other direction. Very subtle movement, but you will really feel this tomorrow in your muscle energy. You'll feel it in your musculature. Okay, and then back. Let it settle, and you feel like kind of a little rush. Okay, bring your feet back to neutral, sit up nice and tall, and let's see what taking a nice breath feels like, okay? So come to your natural normal breath, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And see, feel the ease or effort by which it takes to breathe. If it helps you to place a hand on the belly so you get that feedback, go ahead and do that. So that next time you take a breath in, take a normal breath in, take a full breath out. And after you think you've breathed everything out, breathe even more out. So press the belly in toward the spine, release, 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 release. Wait for the need to breathe the bubble up, because that's going to invite you to take a full breath in. Then inhale, belly expands, side ribs expand, chest broadens. Pause at the top of that breath and then exhale long and slow. And Judy and Louise, we were talking about the importance of breath work and how to use it as a magic trick, as a strategy. So when you're anxious, upset, a million things are happening, you want to take the full breath in, but you take the long, slow breath out. So if you haven't learned anything from me, the breath, 3 different ways of using your breath. The one to calm the nervous system is longer, slower breath out. That's where you can learn. That's where you can practice. That's where you can sense. That's where you can be present. Longer, fuller breath out. And one more full breath in. Long, slow breath out. We'll take that to a 4, 7, 8 breath. So as you take a breath in for a count of 4, see if you can pause for a count of 5, 6, or 7 at the top of that breath. And then when you're ready, exhale to a count of 8. So notice that the in breath is half the length of the out breath. And just one more time when you're ready, 4, 7, 8. Breathing in for a count of 4. Pausing at the top of that breath, not holding it, but just neither breathing in or breathing out for as long as feels comfortable for you. And then a long, slow exhalation. And come back to your normal, natural breathing. And just notice how your body feels right now, okay? And we are going to just move our legs a little bit. So alternate your heel and toe before we stand up. So get these feet waking up, heel, toe, alternate. Good. All right. So can you pick up one leg and make some circles with your ankle? In both directions. Notice any tightness in the ankle, tightness in the toes. And here's something we typically don't do. So I don't know if you're going to like this or not, but give it a try. So point your toe real far down. This tends to give me cramps in my foot, so it might not work. And if your knee isn't going to flex a lot, it's not going to work. You're going to tuck the top of your foot under the chair a little bit, and then try to press the top of the foot down into the mat to get a really big stretch across the top of the shoulder. We have thumbs up, thumbs down. Just see what that feels like. Okay, you feel that? Yeah, it's a tough stretch, but we often don't get this deep stretch in our ankle, the top of our ankle. When we do a lot of flexion, if you don't counter that, it's going to create some imbalances. And I think that's where I am right now. So kind of focusing on this top of the foot stretch. All right, lift it back up, shake it out. Okay, especially if you got that arthritis. Go to the other side now. Pick the foot up, make some ankle circles, point and flex. Good. Next time you point down, hold it. You can stay right here if you want. If you're starting to get cramps already, just leave it. But if you're able, go ahead and tuck that top of the foot. And this is where I always get cramps in this foot. Top of the foot, see if you can gently press it down. If you get a cramp, don't do it. Bring it back out and wiggle it. But there's so much tightness in the top of some of our feet and ankles that it's going to take a while for that to come undone and for the fascia in that area to release as well. So it's already better today than it was 2 days ago. Ooh, hold it for another breath. Good. Okay, and shake that out. Okay. Let's come to our standing, okay? So we're going to do sit stand as many times, or sit stand as if you're gonna sit stand, but not really do it. So you know the drill, hands on the thighs, hinge forward, nose over toes, push the feet into the floor. You can use the chair to lift up. And then when you shift that way to the heels of the feet, don't plop. Don't plop. Don't risk breaking those thoracic vertebrae. You can put your hands on your thighs and press up. Don't plop. So I'm trying to get my mom, stop plopping. You can bring your hands across your chest. Shift back. You can scoop yourself up. Grunting is completely cool. Or you can reach your arms up overhead if you're really feeling schmancy today. All right, do a couple more while I adjust the video. Okay, guys, looking good. I'm going to put the blocks on the chair and place the chair seat facing me. okay, with the blocks on the chair. See, guys, good. Okay. And we're going to start with, I know we just did the calming breath, and the calming breath is to help us to learn and be in that place of parasympathetic. But I want to just make sure you know the alternative of that is breath of joy. So we're doing our standing poses now. We're going to need a little bit more energy. Some people, it makes them feel lightheaded. So be mindful of that and don't let yourself get to that position. Breath of joy is invigorating the sympathetic nervous system, that active, let's get going. And it sometimes is touted as the fight or flight, but you need that to get out of bed, right? Fight for the day. So just be mindful. If you're already feeling anxious, don't do it, okay? If you're in a good, cool place, just stay where you are. But if a little energy isn't going to be a bad thing for you, you're going to take 3 sips of breath in, like suck it in, like 3 sniffs of breath. And then you're going to go, and a lot of times they'll do like they're conducting and do a big old splash down, but that up and down makes me really dizzy. So I think we can just do like, like you're pushing up, up, and then sweep those arms back. Or you can do whatever you want with your arms, all right? But it's sip, 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 ha, 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 ha. 2 more. Ha, ha. Huh, okay. I feel a little tingly in my head. All right, so to let that kind of equilibrate, let's just do some loose coat sleeves. So if you're going to do breath of joy, make sure you have a place to sit down if it does make you feel dizzy. And don't go right into a head down pose after you do breath of joy. All right, you need to let your nervous system kind of come back to whatever. Okay, slow it down and shake it out. Okay, so we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to do an L pose, but we're going to reach across the chair just to get a little bit more opening in our shoulders. So hinge forward and reach for the back of the chair and slowly walk the feet back. Keep the knees bent, bring the head in the direction of the upper arms. This should feel really good on the lower back. All right, so just press the front body toward the back body, keep the core engaged, and then keep trying to lengthen your spine and press your sitting bones back. So just blossom out from behind. And if it feels okay to try to straighten the knees a little bit, you can give a little bit of movement there. More breath, and then slowly walk the feet back. Roll the shoulders out. I want to offer a possible downward facing dog. So you can do that again if that felt okay. Or with your blocks should be on the chair, is instead of reaching up, you're going to reach for the blocks on the chair. Take them as wide as you can on the chair, and then bring your hands on top of the blocks and come into more of a V instead of an L. The knees are still going to be really bent, okay, so that you get that length in your spine. All right, so if you choose to do that, hinge forward, hands come on the blocks or the back of the chair, walk the feet back. Louise, that's a beautiful downward dog. That's perfect. All right, keep the knees bent a lot, get that length in your spine. Hopefully that feels good in your low back now. Keep the knees as bent as need to. This is a spine stretch, not a hamstring stretch right now. Good. One more breath, and then slowly walk the feet back. Hands on the thighs, press back up. How did that feel? That feel good on your back? Okay, good. All right, so now we're going to, from this position, do options of a lunge. So you can either reach for the back of the chair, the wall, or the seat of the chair, okay, and go into your lunge. All right, and Louise, you've got that foot kicked back. I see that already. Beautiful. Okay, so reach the arms up overhead, get length in your spine. You're going to hinge forward, reach for the back of the chair or the blocks. The knees are up against the chair. We're going to step the left foot back into a lunge, and that knee is going to be right up against that chair. Good. Feel the balance here, nice wide base of support. If you feel stable and safe here, reach your right arm forward. Maybe it goes all the way up overhead. And if you feel stable, a slight crescent over towards that left side. If this isn't right for you, use the back of the chair by all means. Lift back up, lower the arm down, step the back foot forward a half step, straighten the front knee, and we're in pyramid pose now with a nice straight back. I need to bring you guys over here. Okay. All right, lengthen back up. Take a wider base of support. Good. Hinge forward. Reach for the back of the chair or the blocks. With that stretch in the back of the hamstrings. Good. One more breath. All right, press back up to standing. Bring your fingertips onto your shoulders. Take the elbows out to the side. Lengthen your spine. We're just going to do a gentle open twist to the left. So keeping the pelvis forward, a slight twist to the left, just a quarter turn from those ribs. So when we were doing our rib dance, see if you can't take it from the ribs and just a quarter turn. So it's almost just a diagonal turn. Little fascial move. Good. Come back to center. Maybe it's a good idea to go the other direction. Maybe it's not, but keep the elbows pointing out. Can you do with the ribs a quarter turn to the right? And back to center. Use your core strength for this. Lower the hands down and step the back foot forward using the back of the chair. So we're just really trying to get a little bit of opening, fascial release in that rib cage. So it's a real subtle turn, real subtle. I wouldn't even call it a twist. Okay, let's go to the others. Let's do a downward dog again, just to stretch out the spine. So hinge forward. You can do an L pose with your hands on the back of the chair or your hands on the block. Step the feet back, bend the knees a lot. Bring the hands in, the head in between the upper arms. Get a nice stretch across the spine. Head and neck are in alignment. All about the back right now. Keep it out of the hamstrings. One more breath. Beautiful. Slowly walk forward again. Nice. Hands on the thighs. Press back up to standing. Get some length in your spine. Palms together and hands come down to the heart. Nice. Okay, let's go to the other side. So now we've got the left foot under the chair. I'm going to send the right foot back in lunge. Maybe the hands come on the blocks. Maybe they stay on the back of the chair. You decide. If you got maybe the heel is down if the toes aren't having it today, but give yourself a wide base of support. Press that shin into the back of the chair. Squeeze your back right glute. Keep it strong and energized. All right. If you feel balanced, reach your left arm forward. And maybe it comes to goal post or goes up overhead, your decision. And then a slight crescent over towards that right side. Nice. You can stay at goal post too, or even have the hand on the hip if that feels better for your shoulder. Come back to center. Bring the hands back onto the back of the chair or the blocks and step the back foot forward. So you're in a pyramid legs. Both knees are straight, toes are pointing forward. Hinge forward from your hip crease as you send that left hip crease back a little bit. Now we're into the hamstrings. The spine is long. It's not a real deep. You can get as deep into this as works for you, as long as the back stays straight and you're hinging from that hip crease. Louise, you could even do a hamstring stretch with your foot on the block and hinge forward over that hamstring for pyramid. Good. Take one more breath here. Keep the front body active. Press back up. all the way to standing. Fingertips on the shoulders, lengthen the spine. Those hips should be pointing straight forward. Maybe you need a wider base of support. Draw the belly in, and from the ribs, a gentle twist to the right, open twist here. Just a quarter diagonal, back to center. Use those ribs for a gentle twist to the left. Good. Back to center and step that back foot forward. Shake it all out. Okay. Now, keeping the block, the chair where it is, we're going to take a wide stance and do our warrior poses. So we'll start with warrior 2. So the chair is on my left side. So I'm going to turn my left toes under the chair and kick that right heel back. Use your ribs now to bring the collarbones facing forward. So we're not trying to turn the whole pelvis. We're just doing a little turn of the ribs facing forward. Stretch the arms out to the side and get a little bend to that front knee. Look over your left fingertips. Now really open those hips up, so a little weight on the pinky toe sides of the feet. Soften your shoulders down, lengthen up the spine up out of the pelvis. So reach the spine long. Now bring your right hand to your right hip, left hand to the left hip crease. So press your left hand into your thigh to help you lengthen your spine up. And then just hinge sideways for an extended side angle pose. So you're going to hinge sideways toward that left, your hand pressing into your thigh. You can keep it there or put your hand on the chair with the blocks. Keep the heart facing forward. Right hand can stay right where it is if you point that elbow back. Or do the Lucy Lomax and slide your thumb up your side body. Reach the arms straight up overhead if the shoulder's open for that. And maybe bring the upper arm in line with the ear. Any one of those is perfect. Goalpost, I love that, Susan. Goalpost is perfect right there. Good. One more breath. Bring that right hand back down to the waist. Put a slight, press the hand into the thigh. Lift back up. And let's bring our feet back together. Nice. All right, while we're on this side, let's face the chair. Stack the blocks, 2 blocks on one side of the chair. You're going to stand on one leg, so this might not be a good idea for everyone. And Louise, you're going to put the block on the inside edge of one of your feet and put a foot up on the block. We're going to do lizard pose. You're going to put the foot on the block. And then just put your hand down. If that's too much, just keep your feet down and reach the block, your hands for the block. Okay. I hope I didn't explain that very well. Okay, lengthen, hinge forward, hold on to the back of the chair. If you feel like you need to have a wall or something nearby to hold on to that too, have that. If you feel super balanced, you're going to shift your weight to the right foot and bring the left foot up onto the chair. Give yourself a wide base of support, lot of space. If this doesn't feel safe, please don't do it. All right, so you've got these 2 blocks, slide them to the inside edge of your right foot. And then release the your left foot. Then bring your hand onto the blocks. And then hinge forward. If this is too high for your hand, take one of the blocks away so the shoulder comes closer to the knee. If that's still too high, move both blocks out of the way, and you can bring your hand on the floor, on the block, right on the chair right next to your foot. You see what I'm doing here? Good. Let me see you guys. Okay, so that is lizard pose. Beautiful. And Louise, yep. You're trying to get to the inside edge. So get your hand here, or it can be on the block. So you're trying to reach the inside. Okay, go ahead and slowly lift back up. And let's go to the other side. So move your chair to the other side for the warrior. Okay, take the feet out nice and wide, hands on the hips. We're going to turn our left toes under the chair, kick that right heel back a bit, and from your ribs, face forward. Take a bend to that front knee. So the knee is kind of pressed into the back of the chair. You might need to take your back foot back a little bit further. Sweep the arms out to the side. Look over those right fingertips. Warrior two. So lift up out of that pelvis. Get long. Open the heart. Nice. Now bring your left hand to your hip. Your right hand comes to your right hip crease, right on top of the thigh. So press the hand in the palm into your thigh bone to lift and lengthen. You're going to hinge from that place, that hip crease, keeping the spine long. Hinge over a bit, and you can keep your hand, slide your hand onto your thigh or place your hand on the blocks. Use that to help open the heart toward the front. Your left elbow points back. Nice. Good. One more breath here. If you choose, you can slide your thumb up your side body, reach that left arm up overhead. Maybe the upper arm comes in line with the ear. Nice. Okay, slide your hand onto your thigh, press back up, and let's squiggle your feet back together. And we'll do our lizard on this side, okay? So stack your blocks. What foot did we have up? We had our left foot up, right? So now we're going to place our right foot up. Got the blocks or you don't, give yourself a really wide base of support. We're going to hinge from the hip crease, send the sitting bones back. The right hand comes onto that stack of blocks till you just know if that's okay for you. Left hand's holding onto the chair. And then maybe you decide you want to get rid of one of the blocks. Maybe you decide you want to get rid of both of the blocks. So the shoulder is sort of in line with the elbow. Perfect. Elbow. Nice, guys. Okay, one more breath here. And slowly work your way back up. Take that leg off the chair. Shake them out. Woo, okay. You ready to get on the floor? Go ahead and get down on the floor. We'll all meet in constructive rest with a block on our belly. I remember Kathy Donnelly teaching this class, and she said, when I get out of bed, I can't get moving until I do this lizard pose from the chair. And I'm like, wow, she's a yoga teacher and owner, and that's what she does to get herself moving. I'm like, yeah, makes sense to me. Okay, well, let's meet in constructive rest with our block on our belly. We're going to do a little diaphragmatic strengthening, okay? So bend the knees. And the block on the belly. Let's place your hands on top of the block. And just until everybody gathers, just feel the rise and fall of the block. Feel the rise and the fall. Every breath in, the side ribs expand, the belly pooches out, and the block lifts. And then as you exhale, the block sinks back down. Okay, so this next breath is a diaphragmatic strengthener. It's the 4-7-8 breath. So what we want to do is take a breath in, and we want to try to hold the block up for a count of 7, and then slowly let the block sink down, thinking about your diaphragm working the whole time. So as you breathe in, the belly pooches out because the diaphragm's lowering down, pushing your belly contents out of the way. And then I want you to keep that pressure on the diaphragm, pushing the belly contents out of the way. Just hold on to that for a count of 7. And then slowly let the diaphragm lift back up into the chest cavity as it pushes the air out of your lungs. So if you think about the way the diaphragm's working, take your mindfulness to your diaphragm, all right? So when you're ready, exhale fully and exhale even more. You're ready to take that lovely breath in. Take a breath in, let those side ribs expand. Let the block rise, hold it there. So you're pushing, you're as if your hand is pressing on your diaphragm, pushing down, getting all those belly contents out of the way. Strength, strength, strengthen that diaphragm. And then when you feel ready, don't let it just bounce back. Let's slowly give it a little work at a time, little work at a time as that diaphragm lifts back up in toward the chest. Slow exhalation out. And then give yourself a break. Breathe normally for a couple breaths. And then we'll try that 2 more times, okay? When you're ready, exhale fully. Exhale even more. Wait for the need to breathe to bubble up. And when you're ready, take a nice full rich breath in. Let that block lift up. So imagine something's pressing on the diaphragm, pushing down. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Keep it there, keep it there, keep it there, keep it there. Only when you're ready, slowly use the muscle energy of your diaphragm to release that breath. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay. And come back to normal breathing. And then one more time. So when you're ready to exhale, exhale, exhale even more, even more, even more. Wait for the need to breathe to bubble up. Enjoy a full, rich breath in. Side ribs expand, creating more space. Beautiful. Hold it, hold it. Something's pushing down on that diaphragm. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Only when you're ready, slowly release the breath. Slowly let that block sink back down. So nice. Beautiful. All right. And I've got one more exercise to do. And this will be your homework too, is this 1 to 10 breaths. So what you're going to do is take a full breath in. And then when you're ready, you're going to start counting out loud to 10 as many times as you can. See how many rounds of 10 you get in before you completely run out of breath and have to gasp for air. All right. And what you're trying to do is build up how many times you can count to 10. So it's a very objective way of measuring your diaphragmatic strength. Okay. And this is in the breathing book, one of the exercises. All right. So you're going to exhale everything when you're ready. And then when you're ready, take a full breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I'll practice that a few times. Sitting up might be easier, lying down, try it in different positions, and that'll strengthen your diaphragm in different ways, okay? And stick your fingers up. Tell me how many times you made, how many rounds of 10 you got. All right, good, good. So just so you remember, good. Okay, so maybe next week we'll try it again and see if you get a little bit more. All right, do a nice full body stretch. Reach your arms up overhead. Full breath in, full breath out. Good. And keep your right leg long and put your left foot on top of your right thigh and bring your hands to Anjali Mudra in front of your chest. Take a full breath in. We're doing fallen tree. So as you exhale, lower your foot that's on the leg, your left leg, down toward the floor into tree pose, supine tree pose. And then reach the arms up overhead as if you're in tree. Let the gravity just pull, invite the leg, the hip to open and the knee to come down to the floor. See if your hip points are pointing toward the sky or if your pelvis is completely rotated toward the left. See if you can make a little adjustment. And if you need the block under your thigh to support it, that's a great option too. Good. All right. Stretch a little bit longer, a little bit taller, and then bring the hands back to Anjali Mudra. Switch legs. So now the right foot rests on top of the left thigh. If you know you want to block there, go ahead and have a block to catch your felled tree. Lower that right knee down toward the earth and grow your branches. It's interesting sometimes to try different poses in different positions just to get a different experience of the pose. Notice what your lower back is doing, if it's arching or if you're able to maintain your core integrity and not let your lower back arch, but keep a nice neutral spine. What are the shoulders open to? And then slowly bringing the arms back, the hands in front of the heart. Lift that leg back up and bring both knees bent into the chest. Give yourself a nice hug, rocking back and forth. Lower the feet down to the floor. We'll do a couple of bridge poses here just to realign that spine, the sacroiliac joint. So hands down by your side, snuggle your shoulder blades under your back. Bend the elbows so the palms face each other across your torso. Bring your heels as close to your buttocks as feels comfortable. Then press the feet and the backs of the arms into the floor. Make sure there's not too much lift of your head. So the head and neck need to be in alignment. And then slowly lift the hips and torso as you press the backs of the arms and the feet into the floor. Can you put a little more weight on the heels of the feet and isometrically send the shins forward? Lift the heart a little bit more. Slowly lower back down. We'll do that 2 more times. You can do it with your breath, or if you want to hold it up there, that's fine. So press the feet and the backs of the arms into the earth. Lift the hips and torso. Snuggle those shoulder blades under your back. Feel this inversion, the blood rushing from your torso to your head. What do you notice? Slowly lower back down. Let your spine release. And then one more time as you're ready, press the backs of the arms and the feet into the earth. Lift those hips and torso. Beautiful. Feel that sacroiliac joint just come back into perfect alignment. Nice. And when you are ready, go ahead and lower back down. Bring that right knee into the chest, lower your left leg down. Then take it over towards your right shoulder. Take your knee over towards your right shoulder. And with your hands underneath your thigh, just lift your foot up toward the ceiling. So it's almost like we're back in that lizard pose. Hold on to the back of the thigh now with your left hand and reach your right arm overhead. And then bring it to the inside edge, inside of your right leg, and hold on to your shin or your ankle for a kind of a lizardy pose, or a one-legged happy baby, or that's whatever you want to call it. You can maybe reach for the pinky toe side of your foot. And are you able to release your left hand and just use the strength of your leg to maintain that posture? Good. Nice. All right, let's go to the other side now. So release that. Extend your right leg long, bring your left leg into your chest. Take the left knee in the direction of the left ankle. Hold on to the underside of the thigh with your hands. And then slowly bring the foot in the direction of the ceilings, your knee still bent at a 90-degree angle. Hold on to your left thigh with your right hand to give it support and reach your left arm up overhead. You can stay here or bring that left arm to the inside edge of your leg. Hold on to the shin, the ankle, maybe the pinky toe side of your foot. And then consider releasing the right hand out to goalpost. You may even want to reach it overhead for a nice full body, half body stretch on that right side. And then undo all that. Bring the knees into the chest one more time. Make some circles with your ankles. And then settle into your Shavasana. Good work today. Good work. Just take a little note of how your body feels, how your breath feels, the ease or effort by which it takes to breathe. I'm going to go a minute or two over if that's okay, just to give you a little longer Shavasana. If you need to go, I understand. If you want a longer Shavasana, please take it. And we'll come back into this space with first a mindful, conscious breath. A gift, such a gift. And then begin wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Gently turn that head side to side, just enjoying the freedom of movement in the neck and shoulders. You may have created a little more space. Bend the knees, rock them side to side or draw them in towards your chest, rock them side to side. And roll over onto your favorite side. Pause for just a moment. Give yourself a big smile, a big hug, some gratitude for doing something kind to yourself today. And then press your hands into the earth and come to a comfortable seat for yourself. Welcome back. Bring those hands to your heart space. If you want to Om together and you can reach your unmute, that's always a fun thing to do. So let's do a nice full Om together. So full breath in. Now all the light and love in my heart honors that light and love in yours. So bow your head to honor